Before I get into the meat of things, I feel it necessary that I go into the definitions I will be using. Unconditional love, I will be defining as loving without expectations. Tolerance, I will be defining as putting up with or accepting everything as is without the intention of changing or altering someone or something else, regardless of if it is good or bad. Wisdom, I will be defining as the pairing of life experience and learned lessons. With these learned lessons and life experience, one chooses to apply such lessons in their life. Life experience without learned lessons is ignorance. Applied life lessons is therefore my definition of wisdom. Of course, there is a balance between logic and emotional states of mind found within those who choose to look for and apply life lessons to their daily lives. Life lessons being applied to one's life are often effective, not fostering nor leading to negativity, pessimism, or nihilism in one's life. So, unconditional love is not tolerance. I've made a short video about this as well. Unconditional love is not tolerance. This is also in my upcoming book. I've finally, thank you to Trina, for pushing me to write this book, and as well as a few other people who mentioned that I ought to get to it. So finally getting to it. That's why I've been kind of off of YouTube for a particular amount of time, just trying to edit this book and make sure it makes as much sense as possible. I'm trying to be very clear in what I write and very helpful. And when I write this book, I try to make sure that I'm in the flow state as I'm writing, because everything just seems to flow and pour out of me in a more authentic way. Anyway, back to what I was saying, unconditional love, not tolerance. Everything is on a scale, and not everything is absolutely one thing or one energy form at all times. There are layers to unconditional love as there are layers to tolerance. Tolerance is part of unconditional love. Now we can pick apart these things and also add them together, kind of like a mathematical equation, so to speak. Tolerance with no unconditional love and no wisdom is someone who is doormat or getting abused and used time and time again. They are wasting their energy, and you will see that people with this energy signature of tolerance with no unconditional love and no wisdom soon become apathetic or angry and bitter people, blaming everyone but themselves, choosing to not take ownership for their energy, thus making themselves victim to their own minds. A warning: if you do not control your mind, then anyone and everyone else will. Now, unconditional love with no tolerance and no wisdom equals, again, this borders with what happens when someone who is overly tolerant with no unconditional love. This person's personal energy signature shows us that they will be forgiving of everything and overly giving to others with little care to how much they are hurt. These people with the energy signature of unconditional love with no tolerance and no wisdom often end up with cancers from worrying and feeling wronged but never taking out their frustration with others. Other times, people with this energy signature or pattern of behavior will give and give until they have nothing left of their own. Sometimes, this too can lead to something I have noticed as optimistic nihilism, that nothing matters but make the best of the world while we are here, because there is either a payoff in the end or maybe there isn't, what they say sometimes. And sometimes that doesn't matter to this type of person or energy signature as well. The point is, they are overly giving, and it leads to a negative outcome. Now, we have unconditional love with some tolerance and wisdom. This seems to be the sweetest spot. With unconditional love, this person will use their wisdom, experience with gained and applied knowledge, to know when to tolerate someone or some outer circumstance. Tolerance can also be understood to be, in this case, as radical acceptance, where the individual knows that they have no say or control in the situation, so they know it is wise to not get upset or obsessed over another person or any other outer circumstance. Unconditional love, in this case, can be understood as loving without expectations. So, unconditional love with some tolerance and wisdom seems to be the sweet spot. It is good to have a little bit of tolerance and wisdom and unconditional love mixed together. Unconditional love is not the exact same as tolerance, and tolerance is not the exact same as unconditional love. They work together. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening.